Something that's important. Tell them how they should maintain their AC so it could, last the longest. Like give them tips
Oh,
on
tips? I
yeah,
got you.
like you gotta do this, change the filter every this much, like clean it this, like you're the mechanical professional here. So what's up guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel and podcast, Building Success. Today we have a special guest. His name is Alex Roga and he does mechanical contracting, right? So give us a little bit of information regarding to your company, the name of your company, how long you've been in business, and we'll get into it. So,
All right, so my company opened up in April of 2019.
okay,
So that means I've been in business about to be 5 years.
5 years, okay.
Yeah.
And you run your company by yourself or someone helps you?
I run it by myself, and then recently I got another van with somebody else that he works with me.
Okay.
So he's my duct guy, basically for
He does
anything.
all the duct work.
All the duct work, duct cleaning, all of that stuff.
Okay. Tell the guys what is the hardest thing when to become a mechanical contractor? Like, what is the hardest part of getting work? How do you get clients? What is your complication?
The hardest part was the first 2 years.
The first year.
Yeah, like people always look at kind of like when you're kind of making it,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Yo, it looks so easy," but no, the first 2 years was hard.
Yeah.
Cause one, you need to get clients, and even more than clients, people don't understand how much money it actually costs for you to buy everything.
To invest into
Yeah.
all the materials, equipment,
All of that, bro. It's
your
just
vans,
Just
you have a
in-
warehouse as well.
I'm about to get a warehouse for that too.
Okay.
The thing is that just in refrigerants, like each tank is like $400, and you need 4 different ones.
Damn.
That's $1,600, and you're talking about without that you can't do nothing.
Yeah, of course.
Your leak detector is like $700 if you want to have one to actually solve the problem. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So that it's hard. So at the beginning, what I used to do is, as the jobs will come in, I'll buy like whatever I need specifically for that. And then after a while, like I basically wouldn't pay myself in the beginning. I had to reinvest back into it, and that's how it slowly got to the point where now it's going a lot better.
And how many employees you have? You say you have one guy. You just
I have 2 helpers, 1 duct guy, and then like 1 more helper for the duct guy.
Okay, so four employees in total.
Yeah,
Plus yourself.
Plus myself.
So 5. Yeah, I mean that's pretty good. And you've been doing it for 5 years. What do you say is your your bread and butter? Doing more maintenance or doing like service calls or new projects?
Repair.
Repair.
Yeah.
Repairs like people that have like a service. Hey, the AC's not working. Come and fix it.
Yeah, that's probably the bread and butter because there's a lot of people that are lying. Like I had a client of mine that someone had told her, "Oh, you need to change the air handler because it was leaking water and it was just that it was dirty and you just needed to take it out, clean it, flush the lines, open up the valves, and that's it." But since it was an old unit, a lot of times, and I understand it, people don't want to pull out if it's too old because then you're running the risk. But
because you have the liability if it gets damaged or something.
Yeah, because when the coils at the end they start getting really really soft, you can cause a leak, or you can break it, or the dry pans. Si eso se rompe, like there's no. If it's too old, you can't find it for. You get what I mean?
So what do you do in that case? Because for example, I actually made a video talking about when we're doing a demolition. I have it in writing. I tell the client, look, we're gonna do this demolition, but if you want to save this countertop, we can't guarantee 100% that we're gonna save it. So if it does break, we're not liable. Do you have that in writing when you tell the client you're gonna do the repair?
Everything has to be in writing.
Yeah, because usually you can tell them, we're gonna do the repair, but now you break it, now the liability falls on you. So you always have that in writing when you give it to your client.
Yeah, you have to be honest, bro. If you're not honest, first I tell them up front, like, look, it's like everything in life. If something is, when you're doing something, you're always gonna be some risk, but you gotta let them know what the risks are. In the beginning, it was kind of harder because when you're starting out, you don't understand how much risk you're running when you're doing certain things. So in the beginning, I would just eat it up myself.
Do whatever, yeah.
And if something goes wrong, you eat it because you want to keep growing.
Yeah, you want to have you want to have more recommendations.
Yeah, like I had in the beginning, I messed up in one of my clients. I can't say who they are because they're kind of like famous.
Yeah, no,
they can't say who they are, and I messed up in something, right?
Okay.
So I did it for free.
Oh shit.
And it was.
But did they recommend you more people?
Yeah,
okay.
I'm the only one that's allowed in their house, and their house has 22 air units.
Definitely shit. Yeah, so that's good. You see?
But I did it for free. Like no one does anything for free in this avenue. I'm like, yeah, but you know, I'm very honest. If I mess up, I messed up.
Yeah.
It's
I mean
that simple.
that's how I do it as well. Like if I mess up in charging something or I damage something, you have to eat it. You know, because that's the way you maintain your credibility.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And you just said something people don't understand. Sometimes you mess up in the estimates.
Yeah.
And you just
And you have to. You're fucked, man.
you're done. There's
Exactly.
nothing you can do.
But that's what's tough. And a lot of people don't know, which is the reason why I have a class. I teach people how to do estimates and all that. But apart from that, so you say your bread and butter is mainly doing repairs. What about like, do you like doing like new construction, things like that, or not really?
Yeah, bro, I love doing installations.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy.
It's so easy, right?
It's easy in the sense that like sometimes you have to adapt everything, but you know that once you're done, it's not like a repair.
Yeah.
Because a repair, you start with one thing.
Yeah, it's like a mechanic. You're fixing something in a car. You start with the littlest piece, and then it ends up being something bigger.
Humongous.
Yeah.
So, but when in an installation, I mean, if anything goes wrong, it's something you did.
Yeah.
Because there's no way you go to a house, everything is working. So once you put something brand new, it has to work at the end.
Yeah, of course. So the building code changed, right, recently.
Yeah.
Did that affect any of the projects that you were doing?
It's mainly affected customers, I'm not going to lie.
So
because they went to
was
ER2.
that good for you or bad for you?
It really it didn't affect me that much. But what it did was affect the customers because now they have to pay way more. Not in labor, just for the units themselves.
Okay.
They changed it to EER2. And then in 2025, they're going to change refrigerants.
Okay.
So that's going to make it, it's kind of like they're double dipping. They're going to make it more expensive this year. And then in 2025, they're going to make it even more expensive. And it's not on us because I don't produce the machines.
Yeah, of course you don't produce the machine. You're just the one that installs it.
Installs it and fixes it. And
so tell them what's gonna be so they could be aware in 2025 what's about to happen.
In 2025, they're gonna change. R410A is gonna be phased out like they did with R22.
Okay.
They're gonna bring out maybe a substitute for it, and they're looking at R32.
But explain to so they could understand what does that mean? How can that affect them and their property? Like
it means that like if your unit is not the new refrigerant and started 2025, it's gonna start getting more expensive.
Okay.
For everything, to find the parts, to change anything, just to recharge the machine, and unfortunately, it's actually flammable.
Oh, okay.
The new refrigerant.
So it's hazardous as well.
Yeah, it's hazardous. If you don't know what you're doing, like if you don't run nitrogen while you're welding, or if you don't have a pro press machine, if you don't want to like weld, then you can start a fire.
Oh shit.
It's a little bit more risky because it's A2L. So mildly flammable.
So basically, when you go do a repair, the repair cost is gonna be more expensive. And does that mean that is there gonna be less competition because not everybody knows how to fuck with that, or not really?
Maybe here and there, because like in Miami, bro, we have a lot of people who are like engineers from their home countries.
They just invent.
They come here and they're not scared of anything, bro. I have seen so many things. I've seen them use the old AT&T telephone lines for wiring, like whatever, bro.
Yeah,
they'll figure it out.
They just do the rig and get it done.
It done.
All right, but in when it relates to like a new construction, let's say you got a new machine, that's gonna make it more expensive as well.
Yeah, that'll probably make it more expensive for the people because now, excuse me, the machines have to be ER2 14.3 Sears, and they gotta be R32 or 454. That's gonna be in 2025.
Yeah. So I know this year we just finished a house and it's already sold, but we started the project in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
And in December for 2023, starting January, the code changed as well. The problem is that the client had already purchased the machines, and we still hadn't installed them because we were doing other things. So we had to literally install the machines before we had like the project finished.
Yeah.
Just so we could pass the inspection, and then continue doing the construction. But we had to install the machines because if not, the code was going to change, and those machines were not going to be allowed anymore. So. And
it was kind of out of nowhere. I'm not gonna lie. It was that code changed out of nowhere. One day I was asking for an estimate, and they told me, "Oh, it's a new machine." Like in January,
Yeah,
It was quick, bro.
Thankfully, the AC guy that we had was installing doing the installation. He let us know. He's like, hey, look, it's about to change. If you guys don't install and pass the mechanical inspection, you guys are gonna be screwed. You're gonna have to get a new machine.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't gonna be up to code. So, you know, we were able to do that and get away with it. But a lot of people got fucked in that case.
And I'm not gonna lie, from the technical side, you open the machines, they look exactly the same.
Is it more efficient or what?
Allegedly. Allegedly. The thing is, you know, it's all theoretical. But when you put it in practice, it varies, bro. Because, you know, it's all in a controlled environment. But most of the machines, if I'm not mistaken, they're rated for like 105 Fahrenheit.
Okay.
It was like 103 almost every day in summertime in Miami. That means they were working at like the highest temperatures they could be around.
Yeah.
So, is it more efficient? Yeah. But a lot of people don't realize one of the things that I've actually seen, if you want to save a lot on your electrical bill, is painting your rooftop white, your roof.
The roof. Well, that's why when we do a lot of new construction houses that are the modern houses, we're putting that TPO.
The white lona?
Yeah, the white TPO. And that helps a lot with the efficiency as well.
No, you really do save a lot of money in electricity. A lot. Like, it's not even funny.
And what about painting it blue because of the lasers?
Something different.
It's either save efficiency or save your life. Which one you want?
Both. You get 2 for 1.
Paint it both. So, what was I going to ask you? As far as you doing, you know, with your employees, how do you go about them? Because you say you got another van, so you send them like out to do the job on their own, or do you have to be on top of them? How have you been able to work that out?
So let's say that for the Doug guy, he usually does like when someone wants to change all of the Doug works, it takes about 4 to 5 days. I'll show up like the first day, make sure everything is smooth. I might show up randomly in the middle and then at the end.
And he got to be in the attic?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. That's
amazing. There's not a lot of people that will do that.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. I mean, usually, like, I've seen people, they'll be like, oh, you have to rip out the drywall and then they'll change the ductwork. But obviously, that's a lot more money for the client.
He doesn't, that's the thing where we save people money is that he doesn't care about being up there. So that means there's no breaking your rooftop.
And he does it during the day?
Yeah.
When the sun, bro, that shit is hot. I've done inspection. I've gotten into attics. You have to be really hydrated because you could fucking pass out as well.
He's gonna be there today from 9 to 5. I'll wait till 5 in the afternoon.
And he puts on a special suit because of the insulation. Nothing, just like that.
Yeah, just out there, just pure testosterone up there, bro.
You gotta make sure you guys getting paid well so he doesn't leave because sometimes people don't realize that when you have a person that's willing to do a lot of these things. He's very important worker for you. And if you lose that worker, you lose a lot of that flexibility, a lot of that, being comfortable to do these types of jobs. So you always got to have those things in mind. Because I have workers that would do way more than other workers. And then, I always make sure these guys are happy and
they
they're
get
getting paid well. Because if you lose this guy, it's like losing 5 workers that, for what they're producing. Yeah. So that's very important when it comes to that. And what do you do when it comes to in regards like all the equipment that you buy? Like you have a list of all the things you bought to make sure that they're not stealing your equipment and things like that. Because I've had, how many ladders I've gotten lost, guns, drills, like materials that shit happens all the time. Do you experience any of that or no? Yeah,
you do experience it a little bit. So what I've kind of done is that what I'll do to the employees, I'll subcontract them. So if you bring your own materials like your drills and all stuff, you're gonna get paid a lot more than like a regular employee. Okay. So that's usually what I do. And then what I do to incentivize is for him is that I tell him, hey, look, the job I scheduled it for 4 days. If you finish it in 2, you're gonna get paid the same.
Yeah.
If you finish it in 3, same.
Yeah. So
it's quicker, but I also want it to come out right. Like while he's up there, I tell him, I want pictures, I want videos, so people can see it before and after. You get what I mean?
Of course.
I always want to have I always want the customer, even if they have no idea what they're looking at, if it looks good, everybody can tell them something looks good or bad.
Yeah, of course.
Just from visually looking at it. You get what I mean?
And what do you do more, residential or commercial?
Residential.
Residential is
for commercial, I have like a school that I do all 4 of their campuses, and like some businesses, but mostly residential.
Mostly residential. Okay. I mean, obviously, there's a big change in the price when it comes to commercial to residential. So.
Yeah, it's a big difference.
Yeah, commercial. What do you feel like? It's more of a pain in the ass, or
a lot more, because most of the time, and I'm sure every business gets it. Since they own their own business, I don't know why everybody does it. They want like the cheapest everything and like the lowest they can go. I'm like, it's your own business. You should invest in it.
Yeah.
And it's more riskier. Like, for example, I have one school where I have to put a 10-foot ladder, climb up, put another 10-foot ladder, then go up a ladder. It's like this, and one of the hinges has no screws, so the ladder just moves.
What the fuck?
And I'm just going up there. Just for going up there is more money, bro.
Yeah. Right.
I can't even lie. And in some cases, if I have to throw the 30-foot ladder, listen, you become a man the day you can climb that, bro.
Yeah.
The ladder is shaking, bro. It's shaking, and you know if you fall.
But they don't have like cause I remember I used to do work for this building, but it wasn't 3 stories. It was just like a 1-story building, but they had a hatch. You go up the hatch.
Some older buildings don't have hatches.
They don't have a hatch.
No. So you gotta throw a 30-foot ladder, tie it up like in someone's balcony with rope. Yeah,
and what about the equipment? How do you get it up there? You gotta get a crane or what?
The equipment? Oh, with a rope.
With a rope?
If it's a unit, a crane.
Yeah, you gotta.
Usually like if I'm doing like maybe an installation or something, with the crane I'll put like most of my units on top of the unit, and do it. But then to go back down, I put it on me and rope it down. Sometimes I rope it down to like a closer floor and someone gets it.
Yeah. All right. Let's answer this question, because I've had clients like, have you ever had any like clients that are like very either picky or just a pain in the ass? Because I've had clients sometimes they want you like put on the little booties on your shoes to like you don't or clean up, which I mean you're supposed to clean up always to make sure the area is clean. But like, let's say like, you don't have to tell us the name of the client, but like, what's the worst scenario that you've had like with a client that's just a pain in the ass?
I'll tell you one that's hilarious. I went to a client's house. I'm usually good because I usually put like a tarp or something, so if it dirties it up, I got the contractor's bag. Okay. I clean it as well as I can. And then when I walk in, they're like, "Oh, can you put on booties and a mask? Because, COVID and they can get sick." And I'm like, "Of course. Like, if that's your house, I respect your rules." Of course. But when I go inside, bro, in the middle of the kitchen, you see like 5 trash bags all open on the floor. The floor is painted black. You see like stains of like animal feces and pee. And I'm like, what do I have to wear booties? Yeah. I don't understand. And I did have one customer that the other person that was working there, like they threw the lines out for the communication line, but they only attached one cable, and it was like 5 different cables going out. So I was testing it. And then as I was testing, I was like, oh, I need to put like an old-fashioned thermostat. It's easier to test than with the Nest. I'm just going to put it there for a couple of days. The AC was working, and I'll come back. And they're like, oh, make sure you come back because this is a $40 million house. I cannot have one of those, I need to press the button thermostats.
They want everything on their phone.
And I understand it why. Like, I completely understand. And that one, they're not a pain at all.
Yeah.
They're amazing clients. But that day I was like, I realized, you need to understand like where you are in the situation.
Yeah, like you always gotta understand and try to be as transparent as you can with your clients, and then always, try to please them as much as possible. But it's just sometimes, they just go overboard. They sometimes they might treat you like a piece of shit because they think that you're doing a service for them, and they don't understand that. At the end of the day, like, you own your own business. You're not a fucking...
Yeah.
You're not a bum. You know what I'm saying? They can't just treat you bad.
And they always try to do the thing where you're like doing a job and then they tell you about something else is wrong to see if you could just do it while you're there.
No, that happens all the time. Yeah.
All the time.
I have this little issue. Can you take care of it as well? I mean, it depends on the size of the issue, because sometimes I have thrown it in and just take care of it.
Of course.
You do that sometimes, but...
if it's too big of an issue, then no, it's like, yo... Yeah.
How about have you ever gotten like any emergency calls like, oh, the AC stopped working, and you need to come like at 12 at night and fix it or anything like that?
Yeah, I have.
Have you done them? Mm-hmm. And obviously you charge like emergency fee for it or what? Not
really. I'm pretty nice about that stuff. I don't like taking people's money. I charge them and that's about it.
Yeah, but at that time is it like look, when I've done jobs for people at nighttime, like I have to pay my employees more, right? So usually we work from 8 a.m. to like 5 p.m.
Right.
There's jobs, certain jobs that require, like when I work for commercial property, during the daytime they have a bunch of employees there. So we would have to work during the nighttime, which they would have maybe only like, instead of having 1,000 employees, they probably only have like 15 employees just working there. So we would have to do everything after like 6 p.m. to like 6 a.m.
Yeah, because it'll cost them money if you're doing it during the day.
Yeah, because you're gonna just be disrupting their employees and causing dust and all that. So you have to work at night. So for that same reason, I have to charge them more because I have to pay my employees more. And usually we work from 6 to 12, so it's only 4 hours, but I have to pay my guys the whole day. So when you come to see it, they're gonna pay way more per hour than if they would work from 8 to 5.
If I have to take someone else with me, then yeah, for sure. But like, if I just go over there and like, let's say something quick, I've gone there sometimes.
So
and
is it like a little fuse or something?
a fuse, a flow switch, a capacitor or something, I just charge normal and I'm out of there.
You could do it.
But lately, I think I'm charging a little bit too less. I've been hearing that a lot of AC companies charge like $250 just to go to a person's house for the inspection.
Yeah,
fee.
I mean,
I'm like, dang.
That's the thing. There's once you get to a certain level, you have consistent leads and consistent, people calling you for work. Then you start putting up your price, But you just have to, I guess, manage that. Like if you have a team that does service calls and then a team that just does new installation, then you can kind of like play with that because if you're making money from the new installations and then you can just have this crew that's doing consistent repairs and service calls, if they're always booked, then it's either you need to get a second team or you got to charge more because if you're always booked, it's probably because you're charging too low.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not bad, but that's when you have to start thinking.
No, but it's also better to make more or less in less time.
Yes. Like, for example, me, when I noticed when I would work, when I started working construction, you could do not commercial, you could do like projects, right? Like a bunch of houses, or you could do one luxury house. So if I'm doing a bunch of projects, these are low-end houses, I could probably do 10, 15 houses, and I'm going to make less than what I would do with just one luxury house. So this is more of a headache than just doing one, which is why I'm saying maybe you got to see if you're having too much service calls, maybe you definitely got to put up your price a little bit more because you're going to make more money with less calls than doing more calls and then less money. I mean, you just got to see what makes the most sense for you. But.
No, that's true. What made the most sense, honestly, was getting the second van. When I saw that, especially this summertime, that I just didn't have time.
And you let the guys take the van home, or how do you do with that?
Yeah.
They take it home.
They take it home. I got like a special from T-Mobile, and they give you like a GPS for like $5 a month.
Oh, shit.
So I was like, I'll take it.
Yeah.
And
then you can put a little camera too in the van, so you can see like, yeah.
So you can see what they're doing with it.
Yeah, making sure like not because where they're going, but like the same thing, their materials that they could be stealing or your equipment or things like that.
Yeah.
Because you know how many times I've had to buy new ladders and all that shit.
I hate rebuying tools, bro. I've been having the same tools since I first started, and like even before I started, I have the same ones. Sometimes like the ones that are non-reusable, you keep buying or you upgrade them, but I still have the same one.
Yeah. All right. When it comes to like giving an estimate, how do you go about giving estimates to people? Like the process. Like, do you before you just give an estimate to anybody, do you make sure like these people are not wasting your time? Because I'm pretty sure a lot of people ask you for estimates, and then sometimes they don't get back to you and things like that.
That happens a lot. So what I've kind of done is that, with experience now, I ask for the model number of the unit.
Okay.
And then with the model number, I already know how big it is, all of that, and then I'll just do it from the house, like a rough estimate.
Okay.
Because in the beginning, I used to go, but then I realized that some people just want to see who gives the lowest price, and that takes away a lot of time.
Do you ask them? Are you like, because that's something that you could do as well. Are you looking for the lowest price, or are you looking, for the best service?
Yeah, so most of the time I tell the customers, in all honesty, I don't like buying some of those really, really cheap units because all they give you is a headache.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing I tell them. I'm not going to give you a cheap unit. You're going to get 1 year of labor guarantee. your unit's gonna be registered for 10 years of warranty and whatever, and you're gonna have a good service. Yeah. And usually, like let's say I've even done it before. Let's say if something happens to a unit a year and 2 weeks, I still give it to them for free because I like guaranteeing my work. You get what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
But that's usually what I tell them. Like, if you just want someone to just go ahead and do it, and you can find someone that has like no licenses or insurance or nothing, and go for it. Yeah. Good luck. But so, you know what happens most of the times? I have had to come back to those houses, and then that's when you see like the coils or están de lado, or you see.
I mean, most of the time, people, you get what you pay for. You know what they say? You get what you pay for.
You do, or they're not strapped down, and like a storm takes your unit because they didn't strap it down. I don't know, like they didn't put new arm flex on, you have water leaking, like simple stuff that I just included there because I like it to come out good.
Yeah, of course.
But you get what you pay for in life. You get what I mean?
I mean, I know this has nothing to do with the estimating part, but I know like I've known people that they'll go to do a service call and they told me, oh, all I had to do was change the little fuse. Obviously, the client doesn't know. They'll charge them like, for the full service call, like $500. And it's really like a little fuse. Pretty sure you heard of that, but have you done that before? Something like similar? I don't know.
Like if it's something really, really small like that, like I'll just charge the regular diagnostic fee.
But so what was the fee? Like what?
$160.
$160. Yeah. All right, that's not bad. But yeah, these people will whack like $500 because people you're getting the machine to run, and it's literally just a fuse.
I see the people saying that I have a customer, right? This is like a true story that I couldn't go because I was at the Keys. It was like a Friday.
Yeah. And
I couldn't go. And they're like, oh, we're just going to call. And I'm like, oh, go ahead. They called a company. Well, a company charged them $600 for a capacitor, bro.
Yeah. And how much is it supposed to be?
Like between, I don't know, like 160 to 220.
Yeah. So they got waxed. And that was plus installation or just for that? That
was just to change it out, yeah. And then, of course, they would like drain the line, whatever to make it like, that's so much money, bro.
All right, so tell them how they could basically keep their machine in service for the longest time.
Changing your filter once a month is probably the biggest key.
Does it matter what filter you use?
I'm just the cheapest one you can probably get. Okay. Like there's like some in Home Depots that are like for like $10. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, like if it's more thicker, then your AC breathes less. And then like in Miami, a lot of the closets where you put the ACs are too small. They're too small. They don't have enough return for the units that you have. Okay. So that way it's not that thick, so that way you don't have a return problem in the future. And then it's recommended to get like 1 to 2 years, like maintenance your system, clean it so that way it's good. Kind of like a car, you have to change the oil. Yeah. So for your unit, to keep it good, if you keep it clean, then that means it's working. It's working like not as hard. And your pressures are more stabilized. Got it. That's basically the key, If you change your filter once a month and you're like on top of it, you're going to have less problems than most people. Yeah. Because I've been to a lot of houses where that was the main issue.
The filter had never been changed.
Yeah, I went to one house that they haven't changed the filter since they moved in because they didn't know they had to.
You gotta create an app and like we have a reminder. Oh, your time to change your filter. Because a lot of people forget, like.
People forget all the time. Yeah. But that's a lot of problems. And in the summertime, a lot of people have that problem that it's just condensation buildup because the filter hasn't been changed.
So you already know. If you guys need if you haven't changed your filter, go and change it right now.
Go for it. This is your reminder.
It's a reminder. Go change your filter right now. Maintain the machine. So those are the main things. Change the filter and then clean it at least twice. At least every 2 years.
At least. If you have pets, I recommend once a year because their hair gets inside.
Their hair gets in there. Yeah. And what about, what's the lifetime usually on a machine? Like, how long would a machine last since, like, brand new to, like...
They say around 15 years.
15 years.
Some of the older units, especially the R22, that, like, they weren't made with, like, scientific calculations and theories. Those units can last.
They last long.
Like I'm gonna change one now in a commercial building. It's been there since the 60s.
Is that they used to make things better before, but then they realized that the longer it lasts, the less people buy. So now they make it cheaper now to...
And that's how they put those 10 years of warranty. Because they know within the 10 years they won't get like anything big that they have to change out. Maybe one time they will. Because they know once it hits that 10 years, that's when the big problems come in.
And what happens if you have that 10-year warranty on a new machine and you move, right? You leave the house. Obviously, that machine stays there. The new owner, do they get that? They're fucked. They don't get that 10 years.
So that's how they make money. And that's kind of a selling point. I'm sorry to all my realtors out there because I'm about to ruin this for you guys. But once you sell the house, that extended warranty, because they give you 5 years of manufacture. Okay. And then when you register it, register under your name and your address. Yeah. So you get an extended for 5 more years. Okay. That one is gone once you sell the house.
So it's only 5 years though.
Yeah.
But does 5 years still apply if
yes.
even if you sell the house, it still applies for the unit?
Correct.
Okay. So the extended one is the one that
the extended one is gone, and a lot of people are saying that they want to take away that rule, but I'm like, bro, they're not taking away that because that's how they make money.
That's how they make money because
everybody
you sell a house, you're done.
Everybody in the game is making money.
Even if you made a brand new so for example, the house that we just built, brand new AC.
That one is different. So let's say the Leonard Constructions. If you're the first person, but you have to be the first one to buy it, you have the warranty.
Oh, okay. So that's what that was my question. We just sold that house. That AC, the first person that used it was, the new people that bought it. But it was registered for the property. I don't think they registered under the.
No, they don't have it.
They don't have it?
If it wasn't registered under the first person who bought it.
Yeah, the thing is that when it was installed, there was nobody living there. It was just the developer that built the house.
They have 5 years then.
So only 5 years? So they don't have the 10-year warranty.
No. But that's a selling point for the realtors. I'm sorry, realtors. They don't tell you that.
They don't tell you that.
And then you get yelled at. And then how they make money, because it's actually pretty smart, after the first year, they charge you to pull the warranty. Kind of like, hey, you know how Ray-Bans, Oakleys, and all that, if you mail it out, you have to pay for mailing it out and a $50 fee to get the glasses back. They charge you. Usually, if you're a good contractor or good AC tech, you're not going to charge it to the customer.
Just put it in there.
Just put it in there and that's it, because it's like $100, $160.
Okay.
It's not that bad compared to how much it could be. And then another thing that they did, because the new way that they're doing the U.S. economy is just replace. The compressors cost as much as a new unit, as the outside unit. The evaporator coil costs as much as an air handler almost. Yeah. The difference is $300, but you get 10 years of warranty. So only 1 year of warranty.
Yeah. Yeah.
They did it on purpose.
Yeah, they're fucking people over.
Basically.
Let me ask you, because the other day I had to replace my AC unit, and the one outside does the condenser unit, right? The one outside. Mm-hmm. So we left it there, and then some guy took it. He's like, "Oh, if you're gonna throw it away, can I take it?" He took it to the scrapyard. He got $300 from that. Do you take the handlers or the?
I have someone that just buys it from me.
You sell it to someone?
Yeah, someone he buys it. I don't scrap it or anything. Obviously, at a really lower price, but that way I could just get rid of it.
For what? For $100?
Depends on how much for both.
I'm just saying, because since you're in that, you see all these machines all the time. This guy made $300 from literally he broke it apart. He took the coils, because that shit has copper and aluminum. All that shit, and he got $300.
Sometimes what I'll do is that's why I want the warehouse, the used units, because some people, they just change it for no reason. The units are less than 5 years old and they'll change them. So I'll put them, I'll kind of fix whatever's there, because they're the ones that decided it. I told them, oh, you can fix it.
Yeah, maybe no. Maybe the people that are doing that is because they're flipping the property and they want to sell it with a brand new unit, so it could be a selling point.
Yeah, so what I do is that I'll keep those units, and then there's some customers that I understand. Not everybody has $7,000, $8,000, $6,000, whatever it costs to change your units. Yeah. Most units now, I think they depends on how many tons. They all start at 3,500 and up. That's with installation. Yeah. Around this, not everybody has that money, so that's why I keep some used ones so I can help out some people out who need it.
Got it. And let me ask you: do you offer financing?
No, not really.
You haven't done it.
The only reason why is that it's such a risk, because it's such a risk because once you put it in, it's the unit there, you're running all that risk. You get what I mean?
Yeah, but the reason I'm asking is because they reached out to me, a company, I'm not gonna say your name because they're not paying for any sponsors. There's different ones, but they reached out to me regarding to financing. So basically, how it works is, I would pay like a fee, me as my contracting company, Exclusive Builders, like $1,500, and basically they're gonna become my financing company. So if you need any work, it could be a roof, it could be a pool, it could be windows, anything that you're gonna do in a house. Replace the AC,
also
kitchen.
that company takes the risk.
So that company, what they're gonna do is they're gonna obviously pre-qualify. They're gonna check your credit, which supposedly these people say that they're not gonna do any hard inquiries. So I don't know how they do it, but they're gonna check your income, check your credit some type of way. I haven't done it yet, but I'm thinking of having that service. And then what they'll do is, if you qualify, then they pay me as a contractor. Mm-hmm. So let's say I charge $10,000, like to change the unit. They pay me the whole $10,000, like if it was a cash deal. So I spoke to the lady. That's how it is. They pay me the $10,000 in one shot, and then you do the work for the homeowner. The homeowner is gonna say, yeah, everything is good, and once everything is good, they close the deal, and then the homeowner stays paying them a monthly fee. So they have different terms. It may be 12 months, 24 months. It's not gonna be like 10 years. It'll be like a short amount of period, but it's difference of paying. Like for example, I was asking them for roofs. I'm like, usually a roof is around $40,000 to $50,000 to replace it. Would they do that? I said, yeah, they'll do the roof. And the client could pay like $800 a month instead of paying the whole $40,000 up front. For like the next 2 years or 4 years or whatever. They give them I don't know how it works, but I don't know how much timeline, but more or less that's what they would pay. So it makes it more attractive, that payment plan.
That really does. I didn't know companies do that, and I'm assuming they put a lien on the house.
I haven't done it yet, but I have their contact info. And you could give them a call. You could give them their information because it to me it sounds pretty lucrative, and like very very enticing for a client. Like if you tell them, if you don't have the money to pay me right now, I could put you with this financing company. They'll give you the money, or basically give me the money. I'll do the work for you, and then you just continue paying them every month for however long the terms,
Yeah, that definitely sounds way better, because usually what they used to do back in the day, and that's what I'm saying, is the risk is that you yourself, you will kind of finance it for a customer.
Yeah, that's right, but
that's such a risk.
That was back in the days, like these companies didn't exist. There's not just one. I've seen different companies that do it. Yeah, at least like 3 or 4 companies that do this. But I'll give you the information either way. But
thank you.
That's something so you could, think about, and not just you, like you guys watching. It's definitely something you can provide, because I'm doing that now with like my roofs. I have on my website that it says financing options available, and it's not me that's financing. It's literally like I would have these people come in. They're gonna get the client's information, and then they'll see how much they could qualify for, because maybe they can't do the whole $40,000 because maybe you don't have good credit or your income or whatever. Maybe they give you $20,000 and it's still something,
Yeah, they still help you out at the end.
Still help you out, So
it's actually a really, really good thing.
Yeah.
Because before
it's gonna help you get more deals, right?
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of people don't have the money to pay up front, but then when you tell them, we might have a financing option. Obviously, it's not 100% guaranteed that you're gonna get it, because they gotta check,
What I've also been doing, but the thing is that it's gotten really expensive. The units. The labor, I haven't really put it up that much, but the units have gotten so expensive. Yeah. Some people are even saying that eventually ACs might be like luxury, like some of the lines, because they're too expensive. Bro, like one of the units, I don't want to put the brand, as you say, to represent them, that to me is like the best unit in the market. I don't know if you want me to say the name or not. It's Ream.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But Ream has gone up so much. I'm talking about between Ream and Carrier, it might be $1,000 or more in the same unit. Same Sears rating and everything, 10 years of warranty.
And they're gone up.
That much, like $1,000 is the difference.
Yeah. No, is that everything is going up. Everything.
And $1,000 used to be like back in the day, a transportation, one of those cars they used to start with.
Yeah.
And now it's like, it's just the price difference of the units. And I'm like, And you know, sometimes what I do is I take cards. So I tell the customer, oh, if you have a credit card, but like a lot of people tell me it's true. $5,000-$6,000. Some people may not have that credit in a card.
Yeah. So
some people might not have it.
You have to look into this.
Yeah, I will.
You know, this option, because the reason why I haven't done it yet is because of the projects that I give are big. You know, like $40,000, $50,000. If I'm doing a whole house, like, you know, millions of dollars. So like, people are not gonna. This service is not gonna help for like big amounts. They say that they do like up to like $100,000 or something like that. Some of them go up to like $200,000. So like maybe like a pool, you might be able to do a roof, but like not a full construction house.
Not a full remodeling.
But for like AC, something like that you might need to replace, they're definitely gonna be able to
for sure.
to qualify. You know, there's mainly for like people who are gonna do like a brand new kitchen, brand new bathroom. You know, maybe like replace a tile on the floor, or a pool, or change the windows, or just change the roof, or change the AC. Like a certain thing, you know, it definitely helps. So that's a good idea that you could.
It really is. I'm not gonna lie to you.
But yeah, well, I mean, it's been a great time here with you. Yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in to my podcast, Building Success. Again, his name is Alex Roca, and tell them the name of your company, how they can reach you.
It's A Roca Contracting.
Okay.
A.Roca Contracting at gmail.com.
At gmail.com. Got it. Yeah. All right.
Pretty simple.
Yeah, of course. And again, he has 5 years of experience, new construction, remodeling, service, repairs, commercial, residential, anything you need. So thank you guys for tuning in. Take care and have a great day.
Have a blessed one. Take care.
Yeah. All right, now it was good.